got our stuff.
Uh-oh. Do not do it whatsoever because...
Alright, so today I'm going to make a little cornbread. First we start by removing the ceramic portion of your slow cooker. Then crumbling up 4 pieces of aluminum foil and placing them in the bottom of the slow cooker as a pedestal on which to set your aluminum foil pan. This provides more even cooking of your cornbread. Here are the basic ingredients you're going to need for this endeavor. Turn your crock pot to high to preheat and lightly grease your cooking pan. Mix the ingredients in your cooking pan. First a jiffy mix, then about 1 egg's worth of egg beaters, then 1/3 cup of milk. When you mix it, it's going to be a little lumpy, but just mix it until it's a consistent paste. Let the batter rest for about 3 to 4 minutes before placing it in your slow cooker. Then let cook anywhere from a half an hour to an hour. And before too long, you'll be enjoying some wonderful cornbread muffins. Cooking times will vary depending on your slow cooker. So let's have a little food for thought while we're waiting for some food for the body to finish cooking. Today I'm going to read from the scriptures, Hebrew chapter 11 verse 1 through verse 3. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen. For by it the elders obtained a good testimony. By faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, and that the things which are seen are not made from things which are visible. Well, that reminds me of a little joke. There's this guy, there's a big flood coming, okay? And so he's praying, God, save me. Pretty soon the firemen come by and they say, hey, you've got to evacuate. There's a flood coming. You got to get going, you know. And he says, I have faith. God's going to save me from this. Don't worry about it. So, you know, the water gets up. You know, it's starting to come into the house, and a guy in a rowboat comes by, and he says, come on, you've got to get in the rowboat. We got to save you, you know. And he says, nah, I've prayed to God. I'm going to be saved. Before you know it, the water is up to the rooftop, and the guy standing on the rooftop, helicopter comes by. He says, hey, you better get on the helicopter or, you know, you're going to drown. He says, I've been praying, I have faith. And so the helicopter takes off, and needless to say, the guy dies. Drowns to death. Gets up to heaven, he says, God, you know, I prayed, I was having faith in you, that you were going to save me. What happened? And God says, I tried to 3 times. You know, I sent the firemen to warn you, I sent a rowboat to pick you up, and I sent a helicopter to come get you. So what's my point? It's good to have faith. You have to have faith. But you also need to be in tune with the Spirit to recognize the signs when God is trying to give you answers to your prayers, answer to the things that you've hoped for. Well, about 45 minutes has elapsed since I put in my cornbread. To see if it's ready, stick a knife in the middle of your cornbread, and if you pull it back and it's dry, then the cornbread's ready. This cornbread looks ripe and ready to go. So as you can see, with a little creativity, you can really make some delicious things on your truck. And the rest of this cornbread is going to go great with my meal I'm preparing tonight. Creamy, cheesy chicken and wild rice in the crock pot. Stay tuned. For tonight's meal, I'm going to make one of my favorites, creamy, cheesy chicken with wild rice. Now, of course, this is a wonderful little meal you can cook up with as little or as many ingredients as you'd like. You can spice it up and add some shiitake mushrooms, like I'm going to do, and a little bell pepper, or you could just go with the wild rice and chicken. Nevertheless, no matter what you do, It's gonna taste great, I promise. So for this meal, you're gonna need some chicken, some wild rice, some green onions, some mushrooms, some celery, some red onions, and some bell peppers. And cream of chicken. Notice I'm using fat-free because, well, I could use it. Now, we'll go ahead and cover this up and turn it on high while we chop the rest of the vegetables. So there we go. Some of the vegetables I'm going to go ahead and get chopped up. A little red onion, a little mushroom, some celery, and some green onion. Alright, I think we're about ready to go. Woo! Look at that. That sure looks good. One thing's for sure, when you make this much extra food, you better like what you're cooking, because you're going to be eating it for a while. And as you can see, cleanup's going to be a snap with these. So there you have it. A feast meant for a king in just my little humble truck. We got some chicken, rice, cheesy chicken soup, mushrooms, and of course we have some of that lovely cornbread that I made this morning. Y'all have a good night, and we'll catch you next time. What? It's good to the last drop. Go away.